Yo. Hi, I'm not sure if it is running yet, so let's just double check. Seems to be working. So I will just wait a few minutes for people to show up, if anyone will show up. So let's just change the heading so far. So it's live, then we will talk about Maya, Nuke, Arnold, Aton. And CG integration. Hello. Hope you're doing fine. So I'm just setting up the live stream. Hi, Romain. Setting up a 3D integration. Okay, so hi everyone. Nice for tuning in. So today oh, my stream is offline. Let's see what's going on. Why is this not working? It is working. It's just a bit slow. This is I'm using a new software which might be different. Let's just see if I can update it. Video bitrate is maybe too high. Anyways, okay. So welcome everyone. I hope it is fine. Reporting from Vancouver. Yeah, it's early days. It's now 1 p.m. and I hope in Europe people are not going to bed just yet. So what I want to show today is how you can make use of Arnold and Nuke. Let me just type here quickly. So let's just pop this out. There we go. So I'm minimizing this. I'm still setting up the stream, so we won't start. Okay, you can hear me. That's good. Loud and clear. Nice. Good one. All right, so I'm just setting it up a bit more. This is the chat. So it will be very exciting, definitely a good one today. Why is the chat not showing up? No, it doesn't work like that. I think that's the one, isn't it? No. No. Anyways, okay. No chat window then. So what you can see currently is that I have the Nuke window open. And I want to show you a nice thing which I was doing yesterday because I thought, yeah, maybe do something different today. So first of all, I want to show you what I did. It was going out to the streets and shooting some pictures. And I was just walking by from work, going home, and I am, well, I went past an alley and I thought, well, this is actually a nice shot to do some CG work on. So what I did in the end, I used my phone and took a spherical image. So I need still to learn with the capture software. So this one goes to the top. Home? No, that's just sorry, I'll be there in a second. So I just want to open the app quickly on my phone, and I first want to make the phone visible. That's the wrong one. Move to the bottom, phone to the top. Sorry. There we go. So now you should see my phone in the background. There you go. So what I was doing, I went to the street and I have a nice app called Google Street View, which does actually take spherical images. So this is now, I went past this alley, as you can see there. I was walking past this area here, and I was shooting this 3D sphere. So this is what it looks like. And this is mainly based for reflections. So what you can do, it's pretty simple. You can just click on the photo, and then you can actually choose camera, and then you can do this, and you can stitch your own 3D camera. So this is what I did. And then after doing that, I sent this image to my computer, and I was editing it a bit. Would you share the plates? I might be doing that. Yeah, I'm not so sure yet. I'm not even sure if I will show you the full tutorial. I'll just show you the workflow I was doing, and in the end, I will create a tutorial on that specifically. Anyways, okay, so we're back in Nuke. So what I did then, this is the raw image from the app, Google app. And this is what it looks like. So I was doing some preparation work on that. I was painting stuff out, fixing things. So what I was doing, I was extracting this 3D sphere into its cube parts, so it's easy for me to edit. So I was extracting all these things from them and then stitching them back together. And this is currently, I'm not really using this so far because I did not do any paint work on this, but it's way easier to paint stuff if you extract them like this. But what I was doing, let me just first see if the stream is still on. It seems to be on. Let me just store this image second. Save multi-XR. Save. Save. Okay, I hope it's still going. So I'm back to Nuke now. Let's see what this does. YouTube everything maintains smooth motions buffering. Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. I don't see the display. I need to always go back and forth. Anyways, so here's my environment, and what I was doing, I was doing three things. I was splitting it up. Let me just reply to a friend of mine. Okay, so I was splitting it up. So I have what I was doing rotomass for the bottom, for the top, and for the walls. So then I was grading them separately. So exposure, what you can see, I was dialing down the bounce from the street. Then I was grading the sky to make this more bright than it was before. So this is original. This is now with the new brighter sky. And then I was grading the walls as well. So I was making them darker so they don't bounce so much off. And then I was also going to the output now. And in here, what I was doing, I was splitting them up in three different things. So I was using rotomass to separate the walls, and then I was separating the sky, and I was separating the floor. So all these together combined gave me three different HDRIs like this. And what I was doing with that, let's just quickly switch back to Maya. And this one goes now to the top. So what I did in Maya was, is this actually rendered now? Sorry, just one quick check here. Live render. Almost back. Okay, I think it's done. Okay, so in Maya, what I did, let me just store this before. Stop the render. Okay, so view panes. So lots of things happened here. I don't actually know what a render looks like just yet, but anyways, I was creating spheres, like environment spheres, 1, 2, 3, and I was mapping these images from Nuke to each of these lights. So I have separate control on bounce, top lights, side lights, and all that fancy stuff. So this gave me way more control to do all the magic. So after that, what I was doing, I was projecting the HDRI to these, to this and this, to these sidewalls, just so I get proper reflections, refractions, bounce lights, and all that fancy stuff happening. So the projection setup is right here. You can see this little sphere. This one is projecting the the base HDRI to the walls. Let's just see again. Okay, this is still cooking. Right. So that's the first thing. And then I obviously was assigning shaders to everything. So this is a car paint shader, tires and all that fancy stuff as well. I will show you a IPR render just now. It's breaking a bit. Oh, hi. Hi, Peter. Yeah, I'm struggling with the bandwidth because I don't have the best of the best, unfortunately. So we just need to be a bit patient. At some point, I might just pay a bit more to get better internet. Anyways, so this is my Nuke setup. I will go over that in a second. I just want to show you quickly an IPR session. If I can set it up, let's just do this. Sorry, it's always a bit hard to work on one computer, on one monitor. So let's just see if we can actually bring this one to the top. Nope. Okay. Apart from Arnold, I use PRman as well. I used to work with V-Ray as well, and also with Maxwell, but mostly PRman because it's like top of the industry. It's they have all the latest features and bidirectional stuff and LPEs and all the fancy stuff is working. So that's actually why I'm using PRman and Arnold. They are both top of the range, I guess. Okay, as you can see, you should see my render view now. And I just want to show you what I set up here or how it currently looks like. So progressive is on. Let me just dial down the AI samples. Right. And then I want to hide the background image. So what I'm doing here, I've got a car, actually 3 cars, and then I have this shadow catcher, which is not working just yet because there's some bug in the shader, so it is being addressed from the M2A guys. But this is currently what I have. So let's switch to perspective, and you can see that 2 Z channels in one single hour. What is the benefit of having 2 Z passes? So you can see it's a bit slow, definitely, because I'm live streaming, I'm rendering, and I have Nuke and UI open. But you can see that all the refractions and reflections, everything is working out pretty nice. You can see some nice bounce light happening here, and you can see actually the dustbins reflecting and everything. So that's pretty cool. I will stop the render though because I don't want to kill my machine. So heading back over to Nuke, I will show you what I did in Nuke as well. So let's head over there. If I move this to the top, you should see my Nuke window, and this is now the final render. Let's just read the comments quickly. Is there any chance? Oh yeah, that was that. Okay, cool. Anyways, going back to Nuke. So this is now my setup. Oh, actually, I need to still show you Aton, which is pretty cool. It's a plugin for Nuke and Arnold, where you can actually live stream your output image from Maya directly into a Nuke comp. I would actually, and because yeah, I know what you wanted to do, but in today's world, why don't you just use the deep output and use the deep information? It's first of all more accurate, and you get it unfiltered, which is pretty nice. And all the new bokeh, CG bokeh or what it's called, and ZD Focus, I think they both work already with deep stuff, so that should be working fine. Okay, let's just bring in the Aton node. I will show you in depth how this all works. You can see you get some port settings and all some fancy buttons there. But anyways, I will just set up the IPR quickly to render directly into Nuke, and you can see how great that is. So I will just reduce the resolution to 50%, and I will hit start. So now we should actually be streaming my Maya IPR right into Nuke. And you can see it is happening. As you can see at the bottom, it is rendering my live Nuke, my live Maya setup. And the darn cool thing about it is you have access to everything. You've got all the AOVs rendering in real time. And the even cooler thing is you can now comp it. You don't need to have like some fancy backdrop or something in Maya and Arnold to do that. You can just directly, which I'm doing now, and I will just reformat that I think to be. I'm not sure. Let's see how it looks. So I'm just connecting this to my node graph, and let's see what the result looks. Is it going? Taking a while. It might just break just now. Let's see. Anyways, what I'm doing here, I'm having a live stream, and then I'm doing all the Nuke fancy stuff like grading, extracting mass, doing some paint work, and then I'm directly putting this over the on top of my plate. It's not reformatted properly, but what you can see, the car is actually comped into the plate in real time. And if I want to change the color of the car now, that's super easy to do. I'm not sure. I think I'm back. I think I'm back. So you can see it's like my computer is pretty struggling now. But you can see now that I have the live render inside of Nuke. And if I go to Maya now and let's just change the car paint color, what you can do now, I just changing it from this blue hue to a different color, and you should see it updating. Hopefully. It's super slow. I'm sorry about this. But yeah. It's a proof of concept, and I just want to show you that everyone can go out, take a photo of an area like a CG, create a CG sphere of that, use that sphere, and then create a pretty simple lighting setup, and it just works out of the box. So let's just change the car to be some red color. I don't know. It's not brown, but anyways, let's see how it looks in Nuke. And you can see it changed in real time. It's now rendering this brown. I'm not even sure if this is a proper car color, but I was changing the color in the shader in Maya, and we got the live result right here in Nuke, and this is pretty amazing. So what I want to do now, I will stop the render from Aton, so just that we have all the bandwidth again and can render. I can show you what happened in Nuke. So double checking if everything is still going. Okay, it's lagging. I will just do not render anymore, so you will see that when it goes a bit faster, hopefully. Stream is red. Everything is red, not good. Okay, let's see what this guy does. Streaming at 2 kilobytes, 2 megabytes a second, which should actually be enough. So I'm just waiting for the stream to get better. Oh, thanks, Peter. That's really nice. Thank you, man. Generous. Okay, let's go back and I will just show you what I did now in Nuke. So this is now my graph, and this is my final render. And I will just bring this one in full screen. So what you can see here, you get all the nice reflections. It's maybe a bit strong, so it's definitely not the final render. I will also work on this. So you can see that the garbage bins are reflected. You can see some nice reflections up here. You can see the wires from the top. And this is still very early days in lighting and shading, but you can see this works really great with just this simple setup. Damn, it's still red. I'm not sure if it's... Maybe I'll need to redo the stream at some point. Let's see what's going on. If we can get back from this, I'm not so sure. Video output is low. I'm not so sure what's going on. I'm sorry about the trouble and the buffering and all this crap. I'm just doing not much now, but it also says that... Is it getting back? It's still trying to recover from all this buffering, but I'm not sure if we'll get back. Anyways, I will finish off the stream and then hopefully it gets better once it's uploaded. Or is it back now? It's still red here, which is annoying. Okay, anyways, I was talking too much now. So let's get to the node graph. So what I'm doing here, I'm doing some stuff which might be interesting. So I'm shuffling out all the channels. So this is my diffuse, this is my indirect diffuse, indirect spec, then I've got my spec. I just need to plug in the proper render. There we go. So then I have the transmission, all these separate channels. And then I'm plussing them back together and I get my final result again. And I'm currently just copying over the alpha channel again at the bottom. Here's my shadow pass, which you can see here. I'm grading this a bit. And then I'm keying the luminance out of the street just to remove the specks from these glints and everything. I'm masking, creating a mask of that, and then I am grading my plates, which is this currently, which is reformatted. And then I'm grading. You can see that I'm removing the specks right here. So it's subtle, but you can see something. It's flattening out, removing the specks. And then I'm adding the shadow on top, and I'm adding some lifts to make it match with the plate shadows. And at the bottom, I'm bringing out, adding on top the car. So this is what the final, or not final, let's say this is what my temp comp looks like for you to see just a proof of concept that just going out, taking a snapshot of this simple sphere, projecting these textures onto plates in Maya to get proper reflections. And this is what it looks like. It's not nearly done, not close to done, but you can see it feels already very much integrated. And it might be just a bit bright in the front, but that's where lighting comes in. I just have currently one light setup, which is the spheres, and then you can actually see a few, like these two other cars in the background. So this is a big SUV and then a sports car. Yeah, and I think this turned out pretty good, and it was not really an effort for me. As I said, I was going past after work, going past this alley, and I thought, oh, that's actually a cool idea for a live session. Yeah, and then I shot it and went to my computer and set this up in, I don't know, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, and then it was done. And definitely, I will work more. I will make it look really pop and be really integrated, and I will create a full tutorial on that. So let's just see. I'm open for questions now. I'm reading a few as I go along, but let's see what you wrote here. So Side missed what I did. I was shooting a custom HDR just from my phone and using that for a reflection and lighting pass. I was grading that a bit to clean it up and get nice HDRs from that. So this is my final image for the HDR, and this is the raw which I shot. So this is what I did in Nuke, just to get it a bit more contrasty, to lift the skies, to make it a bit more dynamic. And then I was using that for a reflection pass, lighting pass, and I was doing some simple shading for the cars. And that's kind of that. So what else do we see? But since it's CPU-based, buying a render farm becomes extremely expensive. Do you have any recommendation or preference on what kind of CPU to purchase? I'm not a pro in that, David. I'm sorry about that. But honestly, its GPU currently is still nice to have, and it works good for simple stuff. Like for instance, what I'm doing here for this car render, it works. But if you want to have more sophisticated stuff, like a real life scenario where you have lots of assets like water, sims, smoke, VDBs, explosions, you've got lots of big assets with textures, and then it's pretty quick that your GPU runs out of memory and it just dies, and you can't really cope with that, and your render times go up the same as it would be on a CPU. So I know it's still early days, and we have the technology, but I think it's just not there. At some point, it will get better. So I'm still happy to use CPUs, and like most of you guys, I think will want to work in bigger companies, or actually in a company and not just from home, and they are pretty sure they will have render farms. And even now, Autodesk announced a subscription service where you can actually get a full-scale render farm out of the box from Maya. So if you have a big project going on, you can just use that actually, which is pretty nice. Yeah, the chocolate shader. Yeah, great that it helped you. Thank you. Can you tell us more about your workflow on how to color correct and color grade a 32-bit? Yeah, this will be kind of that. This tutorial will be about integration and grading stuff. So I will create a tutorial on this whole thing just to show you guys exactly what I did here. Again, this is the raw render. I did not really do any comp work just now, but I will do that still, and then I will present you the final stuff. So this is my plate currently, what I have so far. I was shooting this HDR with an app called Photos, Google Street View. Let's see if this is still running. Let's just connect my phone quickly and bring that one to the top. There you go. So this is my phone. So I was using the Street View app, which is in the middle and in the left, on the left, this guy. And in here I was just walking past, actually taking a photo, and I was just creating a picture like this, and then I got the photosphere. So pretty simple stuff actually. This one goes down. So there we go. So Arnold will release a GPU version. The ETA is end of this year, but I'm not so sure about it. I think it will be later than that. Yeah, I agree. What camera did its phone? A tutorial will help on this, but all looks awesome, so great. Thanks. Yeah. So if you have any further questions, I'm not there too long. So let me know if anything comes up, and I will be back then. I don't know. I think I will try to do tutorials every Sunday now, because I will release proper tutorials and material series on Friday. And then you have Sunday, the live sessions, and then the whole week to see all that stuff. Do you know any problems outputting both the old AI and AL AOVs into Nuke? There should be no problems because they output, I think, in separate AOVs, so there should be no conflict. Yes, also a good question. I will do a painter, actually a substance designer Maya tutorial soon. Oh, both shaders in one scene. Um, hmm, I'm not even sure. I think it still shouldn't be a problem. If Arnold supports both, then there should really be no problem to output both into AOVs. If they are conflicting, if both writing to the same thing, it should still be fine because each shader is assigned to an object, so only that object writes his information or writes information to that AOV. Yeah. So what else? What's going on? Let's just zoom in here a bit just to see the full stuff. Yeah, PBO. No, I won't do any older Arnold versions because they are deprecated, and I will not be going back to show you older techniques and all the tutorials I did now, which are with the old version. I will try to update them to the latest Arnold 5 or M2A5. Because the Z pass is an alpha channel. It's a single float. Let's just see what I get in my Z pass here. Z pass. It's white, but you can see that when you check here at the bottom, you can see that there are values. And if I grade this now, let me just show you this a second. Let me just extract the Z pass. There we go. And I grade that. And now we need to pick some values. Let's say let's say we go to white point 500. It's not working. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Just give me a second, RGBA. This should be doing it. So you can actually grade this stuff. Maybe it's a wrong way. Yeah, gamma app is the trick. Thank you. So what's the other question? Is there a way to convert AL shaders into the new AI surface? There is no way to do that. Unfortunately, there is a way to change the old AI standard to the new AI standard. So there should be a button on the shader to convert that. Brett, what did Brett say? Will you update? Yes, skin shader is also on my list. There's so much things to do, but so little time, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm planning on doing that as well. So I'm still not sure why I can't really do, because this is actually because I'm in the wrong pass, I think. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. So I was just checking the Z channel all the time, so that's why it did not work. So if I grab this now as my front point and this as my back somewhere. No, I broke it. Let's do 200. Nons. Nons are not good. Nons break everything. 0.4. There we go. So there we go. So now you have it. Definitely you can gamma. It's different techniques, but it's kind of all the same. It's just grading your output. So now you can see the Z-Pass is working, and this one can be plugged into your ZD focus nodes. Really? Where's low battery? On my phone? I don't know. What do you guys say about low battery? Not sure what you talk about. You have to set exposure more to Z. I think the Arnold version, which ships with with Maya natively, is out of date. Yes, but you can just update your M2A version going to the website, and it just replaces your installed Maya version with the latest M2A Arnold version. Yeah, so I think that's it. If you have any more questions, always feel free to email or to whatever, however you contact me, social media stuff. I'm reading most of the stuff. Yeah. So thank you guys again. Okay, last question. I'm confused where to how to put all the maps related to PBR information about PBR works on the internet. It's too scattered. Well, if you just go on the Substance Designer page or Substance algorithmic Substance page, they give you all the details you need actually. So thank you guys for tuning in. I will be offline now. I need to get some lunch. So thank you guys again. And as I said, I will create